Today we are going to make a mythical, a history-filled spirit, and it is called Absinthe. So I've never made this before, I've never even tasted it before, but I always wanted to try it. So why don't you join me on this trail, and we're going to find out. We're going to go from the very start to the very end. Alright, so let's get going. But first, welcome to Stillworks and Brewing. My name is Randy, and this is the channel that's all about home distillation and brewing. Alright, I can't wait to get started. Okay, but first things, what is absinthe? Absinthe is a distilled liquor made from do you see that? Wormwood, anise, and a few other herbs. It has a very strong flavor and a high ABV. Okay, the main taste that I understand is basically like black licorice. That's going to be like your main taste, and anise. So if you don't like black licorice, you're probably not going to like this. But in my case, I love black licorice. I made some Sambuca. Oh, it's been a long time ago, and it was fantastic. I love that licorice flavor. Okay, so many believe that absinthe was, well, they gave the credit to a French doctor named Pierre Ornier. Now, if I pronounce that wrong, I'm sorry. And he was credited to make this spirit, and it was basically for digestive problems, anti-inflammatory, and as an antiseptic. But for a long time, that was like in the 1700s, I do believe. But for a long time in Europe and the United States, there was a ban on this drink because they actually said that it had hallucination properties in it. Is that the right word? Anyway. Okay, so there is a few steps that we got to go through to make this. The first step is going to be maceration. And so what I'm going to use is my big mixing jar. And I didn't have any real high proof neutral spirits, so I did get me some Everclear, and that'll do just fine. So what do I need? I'm going to need at least about 1.5 liters in my mixing jar, okay? So like I said, I'm using Everclear just because I didn't have enough product on for this. So what we want, put yourself about a 1.5 liters into your mixing jar. Everclear, this is 189 proof. Okay, so there's 1.5 liters of our 189 proof. Okay, so next I have is 100 grams of wormwood. And if you look at the package even, you know, it's a plant. I think, if I'm not mistaken, in the United States they can't sell wormwood that has a chemical called, I could be a little bit wrong on this, Thurajon, something in that neighborhood, and they say that is what is supposed to be the chemical that makes you hallucinate. So I've read. I don't know if it's true or not, but in the United States they can't sell it. It has to be under a certain amount of that Thurajon in the wormwood. So I don't know where if you can get the other, but anyway. So we want to mix in 100 grams of that. Like I already had everything pre-measured out. It's a lot of herbs. Okay. So after that, we have 50 grams of anise seeds. Anise seeds has a very, I've already measured it out. It has a very licoricey scent to it. So we're going to put 50 grams in there. Okay. And then just so we have a little more licorice, I have 8 grams of star of anise, okay, and that is really licoricey. I guess that's a word. Okay, and then the last is 50 grams of fennel seed. And we'll pour that in. Okay. We are going to give that, probably what I'll do is give it a week, and then, I'll come by and shake it every day. Just keep everything all mixed up, and we're going to get them flavors out of them botanicals, okay? So, that's the first step. It didn't seem too awful hard. Where did I get all my stuff? I'll be honest with you, some of it I had, and some of it I got from Amazon, so, and some you can get to grocery stores or wherever you can get your botanicals at. Now, when we're all done and said, we'll be using a couple more herbs. One is Hyssop, and one is going to be lemon balm. This is what will actually turn it the green color. We'll put this in after the distillation process. Okay? Hey, this ought to be fun. Alright, so we'll see you probably in a week and we'll start the next step, okay? And the next step will be the distillation process. Alright, we'll see you then. That was step 1 of anise. Hey, you like the green lights? Ain't they cool? We'll see you next time. Alrighty, well, it's been about a week. It's time to distill out our absinthe. I mean, it's kind of brownish, greenish color. Okay, so we got the air still out. I got me a nice fine mesh screen. I'm going to put that there. And we are going to... Ooh, smells nice and strong. So what we want to do is put this in our air still. So we're going to try to get most of the herbs out. That's a lot of herbs, ain't it? So we're going to let that drain for a couple minutes. I mean, the smell is there. Alright, so let's let that drain a couple minutes and we'll move on. Okay, so she's pretty much drained out. Get that out of the way. Now what I want to do, because that is pretty strong in there, we want to make sure we're down below our 40%. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill up my air still to the full mark with water. Just plain water. Okay. Put the lid on it. Okay. Let's get this distilled out. Okay, she's starting to run. So I'll collect off a couple ounces. And then we'll move over to collection jars. Okay. Finish up this run. I have my distillate, I divided it in half, okay, so in this half here I added in the lemon balm, and also, how much lemon balm did I add? I added 5 grams of the lemon balm and 10 grams of, I don't know if I'm going to say this right, hyssop herb, okay, and basically what this is going to do is going to give it the coloring. I mean, you can see it's already turning its green, okay? So, my next step is I'll go leave this in here for a couple days, and then what I will do is strain out the herbs out of this, and then we will mix these two together, and I should end up with a real beautiful green color. It's already turning great, nice green. Okay, I'm not 100% sure why you're supposed to divide it like that, but that's everything I read, that's what you're supposed to do. Okay? So, let me give that a couple days, and then we'll be back, and we'll finish this up, and then, the fun part, we get to try it. Okay, so I'll see you in a couple days. Alrighty, let's finish up our absinthe. Okay, so if you noticed, it is nice green color. That's what we colored the last step. Alright, so remember we divided it up in half. So you got a half a clear. We're going to put that in our bottle. So then I got 2 coffee filters, and we'll filter out all the I'm going to call them the coloring herbs. Alright, so let's put that in, and we'll start to see what it looks like. See if I straighten out my coffee. There we go. You'll see it's going to start turning a nice green. That's exactly what we wanted. Look at that. Ain't that pretty? Pretty thick, so it's going to probably take a couple minutes to go through. Alright, let me so what I'll do is I'm going to let this drain out. It's going to take a little while. It's running a little bit slow. That's okay. And then like I said in the very beginning of this video, I've never had absinthe before. Of course I did taste it through this process, and so far I like what I taste. It's very got a lot of licorice flavor to it, which I like, and it has a little bit of a bitter taste in the background, which is very nice. I enjoy that. Okay, so I guess the next step will be we're going to try this in the traditional way we're supposed to drink it. That ought to be interesting. It should be right around 110 proof, but I will double check that. Okay, so I will see you back. It's a little bit too early to drink it right now, but I will be back later on today, and we're going to try this, okay? Okay, see you after a while. Okay, so it's time to try our absinthe. And these are traditional absinthe glasses. And so what you do is you got an absinthe spoon. Now I did not, they have drippers that drip water down across the sugar cubes. I didn't go that far. So I got some good cold water here, and so what we're going to do is we'll drip it down across the sugar and all over the table.
enough.
That ain't working too good, is it? I'm gonna get Laura wet. Sorry.
Could have got an eyedropper.
And you can see it changing the color of the absinthe. And see it's melting the sugar. Because, as you said before, absinthe is a little bit on the bitter side. Okay, I think it's good enough. Alright, so what you do is you just drop your sugar in. Okay, let's give it a shot.
Let's do this. Shoo.
Wow! It's very licoricey. It is a little bit on the bitter side. You think it's on the bitter side a little bit?
Oh yeah.
But it's enjoyable.
It's not hateful now.
I mean, it almost turns a little like a
Yellowishy.
probably could put a little bit more water in it. I could enjoy that.
Oh sure. Very reminiscent of cough medicine.
A little bit like cough medicine. The ones with the two old guys on it with the beards. Yeah. I don't know. I remember what the name is. But it is a little bit on the bitter side, and it's really got that intense black licorice flavor.
It helps to like black licorice.
Yes. Okay, so this project's been a lot of fun. I mean, that is a beautiful color. Like I said, this has been a lot of fun. I'm glad we did it. Would I do it again? Most likely. It is a little bit on the expensive side when you buy all them herbs, but some of them you don't use the whole thing, so you have enough to make another batch. So that's a plus.
Right.
So would I make it again? Most likely. Actually, I would.
Sure, why not?
So, well, I guess there's the last thing I got to say. Hey, thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you next time here on Stillworks and Brewing. Cheers, everybody.
It is good.
But it is very potent. Oh, I did check the ABV. In the bottle, it's 140. So once you add twice the amount of water, so it would drop it down to 70.
Right.
And you could add a little bit more water. Okay?
I'm wondering another cube maybe.
Could be another sugar cube might help too. Okay, we'll see you next time here on Stillworks and Brewing.